Happy handicapping Thursday is here. One of the last two doubleheaders we have in baseball. After that, we got one game carrying on here for the AL and NLCS. Click that like, hit subscribe. Yesterday, big winners. We hit our parlays with the Blue Jays, and then we had the Blue Jays outright. Was a very good day. Hockey, Buffalo Sabres double unit came in. That parlay we had with Blue Jays and Blackhawks on the alternate line, and Blue Jays alternate total, team total over. Just a really good day. College football, we take the loss with Sam Houston State, but had the big win with Jacksonville State. So now on to Thursday we go. Again, click that like, hit subscribe, where we give you all your betting content. So here we go. Let's see if we can help you handicap these games so you can pick your own side. Dodgers hosting the Brewers here. And again, I say this all the time. You'll hear me say it. Really important to have multiple betting outlets so you can shop for the best line. But for the sake of argument, let's go with FanDuel's for this one. Dodgers laying $1.90 on the money line. On the run line, they're plus $1.12. Tanner Glasnow getting the call for the Dodgers. Brewers still haven't named a pitcher. Mizorowski maybe, but I think it's more of an Ashby, Quintana kind of look here. Either way, the Brewers are going to be by committee. Brewers plus 160 on the comeback. Now your over-under is set at 8 flat. At FanDuel, it's set 7.5 at DraftKings. So again, shop around for this. But right now, the Dodgers are getting 67% of tickets, 54% of the handle. The Brewers getting 33% of tickets, 46% of the handle. Now that over-under 7.5, 68% of tickets to the over, 32% of tickets to the under. And the money's about the same, 72% to the over and 28% to the under in this game. Again, Brewers were on a streak. They had beat the Dodgers 8 in a row, and then the Dodgers have taken the last two, 5-1 and 2-1 in Milwaukee. So now shifting now to the Dodgers as they take the first two games. Milwaukee is now got a tall task in front of them, and now it's going to come down to can they win a game here in Game 3? Because if they lose this, I mean, the reality is the series is over, right? So bullpen by committee here, pitching for the Brewers. For the Dodgers, Tyler Glasnow has just been incredible, guys. 5-0 with a 1.95 ERA. Averaging about 5 1/3 over his last 5 starts. His last 2 starts against Philly and against Seattle to close the regular season didn't give up a run in either one of those. He went 6 innings against the Phillies, 2 hits, 0 runs, 8 strikeouts. But listen, he has showed the ability to give up runs. Back on September 20th against the Giants, he only went 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned. The big thing for the Dodgers, and they've given the Brewers opportunities in these first 2 games, but is to try to keep the bullpen out of it because, again, if the bullpen gets involved, I think the Brewers have a huge edge. So very important. Brewers got to hop on this early on the Dodgers and get to that bullpen. If the Brewers can put some runs up and get to the bullpen of the Dodgers, I think the Brewers can steal a game here so that Game 4 is a whole lot more interesting. Now, Glasnow's faced the Brewers twice this year, 5 innings in one outing, 6 in the other. Both of them coming in July. Gave up 1 run in one of those outings and 0 in the other outing. When you hop into some trends and stats here, Milwaukee 1-4 straight up their last 5. Again, they had won 8 straight against the Dodgers till the Dodgers took the past 2. Milwaukee hasn't been very good on the road as of late. 1-5 straight up their last 6. But they are 4-1 on the road at the Dodgers. So last 5 games at the Dodgers, they've played very well. The under is cashed for the Brewers 10 of the last 15 games against National League opponents. The Dodgers, again, they've been on absolute heater, right, ending the season and in these playoffs. 12-1 straight up their last 13. Just an incredible run. Talk about a team getting hot at the right time. 7-2 over their last 9 at home. But again, when they've been home against Milwaukee, they've been susceptible. 1-4 straight up the last 5, like we just said. So very interesting there. When I look at this game, I think, you got to dive into some player props and get creative. Right now, Brewers plus a minus $1.32 plus a run and a half. And you may say, well, RJ, I don't really know what that has to do with anything. If you look down through here, the last 10 games on the road, Brewers just 2-8 and 3-7 ATS, as to where the Dodgers, as a home favorite, 7-3 straight up, but straight up as a road dog, Milwaukee 7-3 in ATS against the run line for the Brewers when they're a dog on the road, 9-1 on the run line, and that means 5 in a row as well. So that takes me back to, hey, minus 132 plus a run and a half. I think that's something you need to play around with. And I also would look at, if we look at strikeouts, obviously Glasnow over under 5.5. I would actually look to the under 5.5 plus $1.10. I would look at alt strikeout props once they got those up. So just playing around, because I like to do this right in the middle of the show so we can really look at it. If you took the Brewers, got a little insurance, you took them plus 2.5 on the run line for the Milwaukee Brewers, and then you did their team total alt runs. Let's say you like them to get at least 3 runs, get over that 2.5. Brewers plus 2.5 on the run line, and the Brewers to go over 2.5 team total runs, minus $1.22. That's where I'm going to land today on my bet. I'm going to do that for a double unit play. So Brewers over 2.5 runs and plus 2.5 on the run line. Now, I know they've only scored one run in each of the first 2 games. I think the Brewers jump out of that. And the reality is, like I said, the Dodgers have left the door open. If the Brewers can just scratch 1 or 2 of these early, they're going to be in really good shape. So again, Brewers plus 2.5 on the alt run line, parlayed with over alt 2.5 team total runs. We're going to go that minus $1.22. Going to do that for a double unit. And then I'm going to take a shot with the with that Glasnow under 5.5 plus $1.10. Going to sprinkle a little half unit on that because I think that's a good way to attack that game. So that's what we're going to do for the Dodgers Brewers game. Again, hopefully gave you something there to break it down as well. Moving on to the nightcap. And again, we had the Toronto Blue Jays yesterday. Now we look at them again today and say, all right, what do you got for us, Toronto? Because they just exploded offensively, absolutely exploded. Right now, as the line sets, we got the Seattle Mariners laying $1.27. Now, it's anywhere from $1.20 to $1.30. So, again, always important to have multiple outlets. Plus 105 to plus 115 on the comeback for the Blue Jays. That over-under is at 7.5. Now, 78% of tickets and 75% of the handles going to the over. 22% of tickets, 25% of the handle to the under. Again, this one, a lot like the Dodger game, a little bit closer as far as the bets. I think you're going to see really good two-way action on this game. 52% of the tickets and 57% of the handle on the Blue Jays. 48% of tickets and 43% of bets to the Seattle Mariners. I think the Blue Jays got woken up yesterday. That day off did them some good. Now, what concerns me, one of my favorite pitchers of all time, being a DC native, is Max Scherzer. I just love Mad Max. But listen, Mad Max has struggled like in ways you can't even describe. Over his last 5 starts, Mad Max 2-3 with a 9.95 ERA, just getting bombed everywhere. He's given up at least 4 runs in 4 of those 5 starts. Hasn't faced Seattle yet this year. Luis Castillo has always been another favorite pitcher of mine, especially days with the Reds. 5-0 with a 0.9 ERA. He struck out 10 against Colorado back on September 24th. Other than that, been pretty pedestrian, 5 or under on the strikeouts. But in his last 5 starts, 2 shutouts, and the other 3 only allowed 1 run. He's faced Toronto twice this year, hasn't had as much success. Those did come back in April and May, but giving up 10 hits, giving up 7 hits, giving up 5 runs, giving up 3 runs, not striking out more than 5. So listen, he's had some issues here battling the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto 4-2 straight up their last 6 versus Seattle. Toronto 8-3 overall over their last 11 when these two teams hook up, as we saw yesterday with the over's cashed 7 of the last 8 games. However, for Seattle personally, 4 of the last 5 at home have went to the under, but 6 head-to-head, 6 straight meetings have flown over the total when these two teams have hooked up in Seattle. So 6 straight in Seattle over the total. When I look at this one again, I'm going to ride the Blue Jays in the hot bats here for a single unit plus $1.10. But where I really get into this is right now you can get Luis Castillo over 4.5 strikeouts plus $1.32 or under minus $1.78. Mad Max, his over-under strikeout prop is 3.5. So I look at it and say, okay, how can I maximize this and get across the line? And again, when I look at this game, alt totals is going to be the way to go. I think, again, just kind of protect yourselves and be able to cash in on that. So when I looked, I said, all right, now how can I do that? I don't think Mad Max is going to turn back the clock. I think Toronto would be absolutely ecstatic to get, 3 good innings out of him without giving up a ton of runs, right? But I will say, I looked at the Blue Jay. Now their total runs are over 3.5 minus $1.06. I like that for a single unit. But I also like, for the game, I like over 5.5 runs alt total, over 2.5 alt total Blue Jays team runs, Mad Max to record 3 strikeouts in the game. And I also like the alt total runs over 1.5 for the Mariners. You put that together, you got plus $1.30 in that. So we'll throw a unit on that. So we got a unit on that, a unit on the Blue Jays, and then we got that parlay plus 2.5 runs for the Brewers and over 2.5 runs for a team total runs for a double unit play. That's what we're going to go with today. I think the landscape opens itself up a whole lot more after today. Just want to be conservative. Had a great day yesterday in baseball, so just want to be really conservative, try to pick 2-3 winners as we did, and kind of get out of here unscathed. Hopefully a 2-in-1 day, come up plus units, plus money. Again, Break the Board Sports. Click that like, hit subscribe. We give you trends and information for you to handicap your own games, and then we always give you my leans for you to fade or follow. God bless. Happy handicapping.